Hello and good morning to you. Thank you for joining today. I appreciate you for taking out time to be here with me this morning, and it promises to be an exciting period and an exciting session. So today, I'm starting a leadership series on the J model of leadership. As the training goes on, I'll be able to disclose what the J aspect of that leadership concept is all about. But for now, permit me to keep it a secret. The J model of leadership. And let me say, if you've gone to the internet, maybe to Google to browse, you would have seen a kind of J model leadership. But I can assure you that the concept I'm about to teach that I coined that J model is totally different, completely different from the one you saw on the internet. So that is why I say just follow me, and by the time I'm ending this series, I will explain to you where the idea came from. All right. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me. As you can see in the depiction there, my name is Fatubaru Temitokwe. I am a leadership coach. I'm very passionate about teaching, modeling, and upskilling people on how to become leaders and how to be better leaders as well. So this particular model of leadership, I designed it, and it is modeled for those who are yet to become leaders, or those who are leaders but they are still very new in their leadership journey. So if you aspire to become a leader, this model of leadership, this series is actually for you. And if you just started your leadership journey not too long ago, and you're wondering how you can become a better leader, how you can improve your leadership skills, this series is also for you. Okay, so the essence of this leadership model is to equip budding, young, and aspiring leaders to be better. I've been able to break the principles down to such a level where you don't need to memorize terminologies. All you need to do is to understand the concept behind it and then begin to apply them. And my approach has always been looking for the simplest way to communicate important things such that anybody can find it easy to apply at every point in time. So, what the ideas I'm going to be sharing this morning are ideas that you can just, as soon as you leave this broadcast, you can easily go out and begin to apply it in your leadership journey. Okay, so now I will start with the J model of leadership. Now, the first concept in the J model of leadership is belief. What did I say? Belief. And then before I continue, I would like to encourage you, if you have any question, if you have any comments, please put them in the comment box. Let's make this as interactive as possible. If you're watching me on Facebook, like, love, share, ask questions. If you're on YouTube, love, share, subscribe, and also ask questions. So I said the number one concept in this J model of leadership is belief. All right. So what are you believing? What are you supposed to believe? Number one, believe in other people's belief in you. Believe in other people's belief in you. What does that mean? Using myself as an example, my leadership journey started with people calling me to leadership. I never saw myself as a leader. I wasn't even interested in leading. I was more interested in following. In fact, at that point, I was a very good follower. I can nominate a leader and I'll be loyal to that leader. But after a while, I realized that people kept on nominating me for leadership positions. And initially, I would turn them down and I will run behind. I will tell them I'm comfortable with following. But After some time, as I realized that even in church, in school, everywhere I went, when it is time for people to nominate leaders or select leaders, my name kept on propping up, and it is not towards the lower rung of the list. It is always the first or the second. And then when I started reading some books, I realized that, okay, maybe people saw or people were seeing leadership potentials in me that I wasn't seeing in myself. So at some point, I began to believe in their belief in me. The fact that they saw something in me that made them feel I am worthy of leading them made me have a second thought, and I began to embrace it. I began to believe in it. And with time, I realized that truly I love leading and I have innate potentials to actually be a leader. So, where you need to start from as a leader, once people begin to nominate you for leadership positions, people begin to tell you, you can do this, you can lead, you have what it takes, you can coordinate these people, you can control them, be the class captain, be a prefect. All these opportunities are signs of the belief that people believe in you, and you at some point need to start believing in that belief. Okay. Then number two aspect of believing or belief is that you must believe also in your desire to be a leader. Like the story I told you, I realized that each time I turned down any leadership opportunity, I didn't feel good about myself, at least for that day. I won't feel good about myself. Something inside of me will just be sad. Something inside of me will not be happy. It's as if it's telling me you just turned down an opportunity. You just turned down an opportunity. So at some point, I had to face it and say, okay, I don't want to go back home feeling this way. All right. So you also need that means there is an aspect of me, there is a side of me that actually believes that I can lead. And at some point, I began to believe in that too, that, okay, it is legitimate. I have a right to say I want to be a leader. It is not a bad thing, okay, to want to be a leader, because there are some cultural teachings that probably we take to the extreme, where people will tell you, don't blow your trumpet, don't be the one to nominate yourself for leadership positions, let people nominate you and all that. Yes, it's fine. I can understand that. We are being taught to be humble and all. But at some point, especially if that aspect of you is yearning for manifestation, then even if no one is calling to you, you can't put your best foot forward. You can't present yourself and say, hey, I believe I can do this. So if you have that desire, if that passion is on the inside of you to lead, and people keep overlooking you, probably because they look at your temperament, they look at your demeanor, and they feel, okay, you are too calm, you are too gentle, but you know you can lead, then at some point, I advise that you put your best foot forward, nominate yourself, okay? Let people know that you are available to give it a try, okay? And if it is truly inside of you, I can assure you that you will never regret it. I have never regretted any leadership opportunity that has been given to me. Yes, in some cases, I didn't perform as expected, but the truth of the matter is that I always left with something. I learned something. I grew an aspect of myself. I developed some areas of my potential. Okay. So the second aspect of that belief is that you must embrace your desire to lead. It is not a bad thing. It doesn't make you a negative person. The fact that you desire to lead is a good thing. So embrace it and seek opportunities to express yourself. All right. Now, as you are believing in the belief of others in you, and as you are making yourself available, accepting your desire to lead, and then making it known, there are other things. There are about two things that I also want you to take cognizance of. Number one is that don't turn down invitation or opportunities to lead. Remember, I said it while I was talking about myself, that each time I turn down an opportunity to lead, I will go back home feeling so bad, feeling so low, feeling so unhappy with myself. All right. So if you aspire to be a leader, if there is that desire on the inside of you, you just believe that you can lead, you have what it takes to be a leader, you have what it takes to do this, then I am recommending that you don't turn down leadership invitation or opportunities. At least in the beginning, embrace any opportunity you are given, no matter how little, no matter how small. I remember when um, I was in the youth system, and in the fellowship, and it was time to fill the position of the president. It was time to fill the position of the president of the fellowship. And then I was the secretary. I was just the secretary. I was the secretary, and people were nominating, and I was nominated as well to be part of the ESCOs. And at some point, I realized that people were talking behind that I was going to be nominated as the president. I remember I went to the youth leader at that point, and I was like, I don't see myself leading the capacity of people. There were youths like myself, but these people were more exposed. They were from better backgrounds. They could speak better English as at that time. Yes, many of them still speak better English than I do. I just saw them as they were better on a different level than myself. And I remember my youth coordinator telling me, "You are the one seeing yourself that way." For them to say they want to nominate you is because they see something on the inside of you. They feel that you have the capacity to lead. So why don't you just embrace it? And he himself told me, "I believe you can do it." Well, to cut the long story short, I became the president of that particular group, and we went on to achieve some remarkable things that we still talk about even up till today. All right. So the bottom line is this: there will always be reasons to turn down leadership opportunities. You won't have time. You don't have enough time. I don't feel like I am qualified. All those things. But in the end, if you accept it, you are not going to remain the same. That is all I can tell you. And if you are serious about leading, if you are passionate about leading like I am, then I recommend don't ever turn down a leadership opportunity, except you're already leading somewhere. You already have a responsibility somewhere, and you can't add another leadership responsibility to it. That's fine. But if you're just starting out and they want to give you a leadership position, embrace it. Even if it is unclear to you, even if you don't really understand how you're going to go about it, embrace it first and then learn on the go. All right. So that's the first tip I'm giving you as well on that aspect of belief. And then always make yourself available. You see, the available will always beat the qualified if the qualified is not available. The only time the qualified will be regarded as better than the available is if the qualified is available. But as long as the qualified is not available, whatever they have is not serving anybody. You might have the potential to be a very good leader, but if you are never around, nobody sees you. What is your what is the benefit of the potentials that you have? So you must always be available to serve, right? In your association, in your community, in your family, in your church, anywhere you are, you must be available. It is the available that always have the opportunities to lead, to take advantage of opportunities around them. If you are never available, no one is going to commit anything into your hands. Okay, even when the Lord was choosing disciples and all, they were the available people. He went to people that, yes, they were working, but they were available. Okay, they were working, but they were available. If you are not available, what is the point? You don't come for meetings, you don't go to church, nobody sees you anywhere, you are not available. Who's going to commit anything into your hands? Okay, so you also need to be available to serve. When there are opportunities to serve, be there to serve. When there are opportunities to get things done, be there, volunteer yourself to do these things. These opportunities, as you make yourself available, people will begin to see. Okay, people will begin to notice. They will begin to observe some of these potentials in you. And when it is time to nominate anyone, you will be one of the people that will come to mind first. All right. So learn to be available. Learn to be available. Make yourself available. All right. So those are the tips I want to share on the aspect of belief. Okay. Remember, I said the first um, concept that I'm sharing in this J model of leadership is for you to believe. And I said, believe in others, believe in you, believe in your desire to be a leader. And I shared 3 tips on how to be able to work on believing. I said, you should not turn down opportunities to lead. That way you'll be able to grow. And then I said, make yourself available. Be available. The available beats the qualified anytime, any day. If the qualified is not available, because when you are available, you can learn, you can be taught, you can be coached to even become qualified. But if you are qualified and you are not available, what use is all the potentials that you have inside of you? All right, so I'm going to the second concept now. The second concept in the J model of leadership is start. All right, start. Now, what do I mean by start? Number one, start with what is available to you. Okay, as a leader, start where you are. If you are in a group of 3 persons and they want somebody to lead them and you love to lead, then take up your position. Don't worry whether you're 2 or 3. Wherever you are, start with what is available. You aspire to lead a whole nation, but the truth of the matter is that you won't start your leadership journey by leading a whole nation. You probably start by leading a group of 2 or a group of 3 or a group of 10. Some people can start with leading a group of 20, depending on your environment, depending on what is available. Okay, so whatever is available around you, whatever opportunities are available around you, start from there. Okay, just start where you are. That's basically it. Start with what is available to you. Start your leadership journey. It could be in your class. I started my leadership journey as the HOC in the university, as the HOC, even though I was the assistant secretary in the youth fellowship. But at the university, I started as the assistant head of class. Then when we got to 200 level, I was made the head of class. From there, I became the sport director. In fact, at some point, yes, departmental sport director. And then at some point, they were nominating me for the faculty, that I should go to the faculty, that I can be the president of the faculty. And I said, no, 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 no. Even though I felt bad, I wish I had. But there were some reasons why I felt were legitimate then that made me not to go. But I can recall people telling me, you can do this. And eventually the person that became the president, I was looking at, well, I can do better than this guy. But well, he made himself available. I didn't make myself available. Yeah. So that's the point. Okay. So start with wherever you are. That's the point. Whatever is available to you, start your leadership journey with that. Even if it is 2 people, if it is 3 people, it's your department, it's your church, if it is your association, if it is your unit, wherever you are, just start. Okay, start from there. Number 2 point, as it regards starting, is that you start with what you have. Okay, one thing I need you to understand is that leadership can be learned. There is no aspect of leadership that you cannot learn. It is true that some people are born leaders, but if they really want to be successful, they still have to learn how to lead. So anybody can become a successful leader. You just have to learn. Now, what does that tell you? That means you can start where you are. With the little you know about leadership, you can start. Okay, yeah, Mr. Okay, Kabugo Shifa. Thank you. Yeah, I understand. It's okay. Yeah, sorry for coming in late. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. I even the fact that you're able to make it, I appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. All right. Okay, so you can always watch the replay for the ones that you have missed. You can always watch the replay, but I'll continue. So when what I was talking about, start with what you have, is simply whatever you know about leadership is enough to get you started, and then you must be open to learning. Okay, but don't say, oh, I don't know enough, so how can I lead? As long as you say you don't know enough and you don't embrace the opportunity to lead, you will never grow as a leader. You will never develop your leadership potential. So my recommendation in this J model of leadership is start where you have enough to get started. Okay, just start and then continue to seek avenues to improve yourself. Talk to leaders who are more experienced, read leadership books, listen to videos like this on leadership to equip yourself and get yourself better. And then start where you are. Okay, start where you are. Where you are is enough for you to get started as a leader. If you are in the family and you see that there's no coordination anywhere, you can start by nominating yourself and say, okay, I want to take responsibility for this. Leadership is basically about responsibility. I want to take responsibility for this, and then begin to lead where you are. Okay, wherever you are, find an opportunity to lead. Take responsibility for things and begin to lead where you are. Okay, and with those who are available, You don't lead those who are available to you. If they are your siblings, start leading them. If they are your friends, start leading them. Okay, just lead by example, take responsibility for things and make sure things go well. Okay, just take responsibility and be the one in charge. Just make sure things work out fine. I'm very sure that eventually people will spot you and they will give you greater responsibilities. When we look at the model of our Lord Jesus, when he was choosing disciples, he did not go to anyone that was idle. He went to people who had something doing and he gave them more responsibilities. Even the scriptures makes us understand that it will be things will be collected from those who do not have, and it will be given to those who have. We are collecting from those who do not have, and we are giving it to those who have. Why? Because those who do not have are idle. He didn't employ any idle person. All right, he employed people who were already engaged. Okay, so you need to start with what is available. Start with what you have in your hands and move on from there. All right, so that's the second concept when it comes to the J model of leadership. Remember, this particular series is designed for young leaders who are just starting on, who just started on their leadership journey, and those who are aspiring to be leaders. Okay, now the third one, which is going to be the final concept I'll be sharing today, is you need to be equipped. Okay, I've talked about belief, believing in the belief of people in you, and then believe in your desire to be a leader. Okay, I've talked about starting. Start with what is available, start with what you have, start where you are, and then start with those who are available. Start leading them. So the third one now is be equipped. It is about having your me time. All right, having your me time. How do you develop it yourself? How do you present yourself to be a leader, and people will see that indeed you have what it takes to be a leader? It is about building your capacity, and these days it is not very difficult. If you don't have money to buy books, as long as you have data, there are a series of ebooks on the internet on leadership. Equip yourself by learning. And we have been made to understand that leaders are readers. Leaders are readers. If you don't know how to read, you cannot lead successfully. And I mean that whether it is leadership or when it comes to technicality, whether you want to be a leader in your career, in your profession, you've got to be ahead. You've got to be abreast of developments in your area. If you don't read, how do you get informed? If you don't know how to read, how do you get informed? So if you aspire to be a leader, one of the attributes, one of the qualities, one of the characteristics, one of the habits you must develop is the habit of reading. You've got to be passionate about reading, about learning. Readers are leaders, and leaders are readers. If you want to be a leader, an aspiring leader, understand that it is a journey of knowing, it is a journey of learning. You have to keep learning. That is what qualifies you to be a leader. Okay, so you need to start equipping yourself. Read books. John C. Maxwell is a very good author when it comes to leadership. So, in fact, he's the number one author that I recommend when it comes to leadership, reading books on leadership. I recommend John C. Maxwell, and there are a series of other writers too that are doing quite well when it comes to leadership. So buy the books, get the ebooks, and read. You are not reading just to have head knowledge. You are reading so that you can apply, so you can be better, so that you can know what to do at in different situations and under different circumstances. So spend me time. That me time is you mostly being by yourself and reading, imbibing knowledge, assimilating knowledge, so that you can be better. Okay, so that you can be better. So create time, your me time every day. The fact is, since I started on my leadership journey, I recall those days I have a percentage of my income that I dedicate to books or trainings. I have a percentage, okay, and even up till now, every month I still find books. I buy books, I get books, I borrow books from libraries just to make sure I read. And so when I get my pay, then I will go to the bookshop and buy series of books. If you look behind me, there are books in there, in the shelf there. I have a library filled with books. I know, but most of the books they were not given to me. I bought them with my money, and I've read almost all of them. From time to time, I will go into my library and look for books that I have not read. I bring them out and I read. Some of them I see years ago when I was a teenager, when I was still young, when I wasn't married. I see the date, I see my signature, and I read. Books have developed me. Books have inspired me. Books have shown me how to go about things. They've even corrected me if I was headed in the wrong direction. Books have corrected me to change and follow the right directions. I have read autobiographies of people that I admire: Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, who else? Barack Obama. I've read autobiographies of so many people, and all those things have impacted me. They've impacted my mind. They've made me a better leader. Today, I occupy leadership positions in various capacities, and it's not a stress for me because I've been able to build that capacity. And how? It has been predominantly books. Yes, I've been to trainings as well. I've been to trainings today. I organize trainings, I train people. But I can say that about 80% of the leadership capacity I've been able to build have come from books. Books on leadership, reading the stories of leaders. They've made me a better person and a better leader. All right. So learn to build your capacity. Spend time reading. Spend time listening to videos like this to build yourself. And then another reason you need to be equipped to have your me time is the fact that you need to know your why. Okay. Why are you a leader? I know my why. Okay, and that is why even when I face challenges, I face discouraging situations, I don't give up because I understand the reason I'm a leader. I know why I am in leadership. I understand why. I am not in leadership for money. Money will come. I've gotten money, money will still come, but that is not the primary reason. My why has been what has kept me going. Okay, so let me use this opportunity to let us know that there is an ecosystem, let me put it that way, a community that I'm building, a community of leaders that I'm building. If you're interested in joining that community, please send me a message at the end of this video. It's a group, it's a group where I gather young people, leaders who are experienced and those who are not experienced. It's just a community of leaders of different years of experience, and I am mentoring them. It's about mentoring people to be better. They are from different careers, they are from different walks of life, different spheres, but we are together to learn about leadership, and I am mentoring them, and then I give them access to other mentors, people who are like my own mentors too, and we can talk about things, discuss issues, provide solutions so that the people in that community can go back, impact their world, and be better leaders. So if you are interested, just send me a message at the end of this video and I will share more details with you. All right, so let me give a recap of everything I have said so far. This series is called the J model of leadership. And like I said, if you go to the internet, there are different models, tag J model, but mine is completely different. I actually crafted this out based on insight. Okay, you have a challenge of always keeping of always losing morale. I will read books, listening to audio programs, watch videos like this, but when I step out to take action and implement what I learn, the moment I get, okay, Shifa, I'm reading your comments now. The moment you get out, I want to believe you lose that motivation. Okay, you can reach out to me at the end of this video so that we can talk more, and then I'll be able to let you understand what the problem is. We'll diagnose it. I can assure you that I will find out what the issue is, and then I'll be able to recommend. Together we'll discover that solution, and you'll become a better leader. Okay, so just reach out to me at the end of this video so that we can trash that out. Okay, so now let me just give a recap. Number one, I said, is that you must believe. You must have belief. The moment I get discouragement, then I tend to step back. How can I overcome this? Okay, one of the ways you can overcome this is, like I said, discover your why. Why are you in leadership? That is the first question I need you to ask. and just ask that, and then at the end of this video, let's talk, let's interact. We can chat, we can, let's just interact on a space that is convenient for you. Okay, we'll talk, and then I know. But first thing is, when we want to continue this interaction, please, before you reach out, try to find out your why. Why do you want to be a leader? Why are you in leadership? Then let's chat. Okay, when I'll be talking to you, that's what I will ask you. I want to find out your why. Why are you in leadership? It will help resolve a lot of issues around this discouragement. All right. So number one is believe in yourself. Like I said, believe in the belief of people in you, and then believe in your desire to be a leader. All right. And I also said, when I was talking about this belief, don't turn down opportunities to lead. That is the only way you can be better. And then be available. Make yourself available. When you are available, you will be able to get positions that will develop your leadership capabilities. The second concept rather, that I shared is that you should start. And I said, start with what is available, start with what you have, start where you are, and start with those who are available. All right. Then the third concept I shared is about being equipped. I said, have your me time, learn to read, learn to develop your capacity, read books on leadership, attend seminars on leadership. Instead of just watching comedy on YouTube, find people like myself who have always talked about leadership and keep learning about leadership. And finally, I said, discover your why. It is very, very important. So Kabugo Shiva, I will recommend that you start thinking, start asking yourself, why do I want to be a leader? And then reach out to me at the end of this video so that we can have a conversation. And I can assure you that we will get a solution to what is happening. So once again, I want to thank you for joining me, Kabugo Shiva. Thank you for joining. I would like to know where you're joining from. This name doesn't sound Nigerian, but it could be. So please let me know. I am broadcasting live from Nigeria. Once again, my name is Fatubaru Temitope. I have a leadership community where I mentor budding leaders and experienced leaders, and I give them access to leaders from different walks of life to give them practical solutions to whatever leadership problems they are facing. So if you're interested in being part of that community, please feel free to reach out to me at the end of this video. Once again, okay, fantastic. You're joining me from Uganda. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much, Kabugo. So I'll be expecting your message at the end of this video. We'll chat better so that we can find what the issue really is. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your time, Kabugo Shiva, and every other person that is watching me right now, and even those who watch the replay. Thank you for joining. Please let me know, give me feedbacks on what you have learned in this session. And don't forget to like, to share, and if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Till I come your way again next time, thank you everyone, and have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Okay, how will you reach me? I'll send you a message now. Kabugo, I will send you a message now. Thank you.